This is what we discussed on last class, but majority of the people haven't joined. We'll go through that inheritance and abstraction once again today, and we'll start the code editor sessions right after this one. So when it comes to inheritance, this is the basic implementation, basic definition about inheritance. Inheritance is a fundamental concept in OOPS that allows a new class to inherit attributes and behaviors from an existing class. The existing class is often referred to as base class or parent class, while the new class is called the derived class or child class. Inheritance promotes code reusability as it allows you to create a new class based on the existing class without having to write its common features. Guys, this is the basic definition. We can split the definition in this definition into three things, and we can see it in the code now. As I said, inheritance starts with a base class and class, and that base class is extended by a child class. So this is the basic meaning of inheritance. The existing class is often referred to be as base class or parent class. Here, RBI is the base class or parent class, and the new class is called the derived class or child class. The one which extends from this base class is called the new class, which is we called as a child class. So here, if you see the first line, it is showing that the fundamental concept in OOPS that allows a new class to inherit attributes and behaviors from an existing class. It means which one here is a new class? Can anyone tell?
Axis Bank.
Axis Banks.
This is the new class. And what it said, that it allows a new class to inherit attributes and behaviors from an existing class. That existing class is nothing but parent class, which is a base class. What it said? It said that new class allows to inherit attributes and behaviors from an existing class. Attributes and behaviors means nothing but that variables. String. See what it says? It can inherit the attributes and behaviors, right? Attributes are nothing but inherit. Attributes means these things, the variables, and the behaviors are nothing but the functions. So see, when I create the class, it is throwing that error. The superclass RBI doesn't have zero argument constructor. So what we are doing, we are creating a construct. See, this is how the new class will inherit the attributes, and if it wants, it can override that one If you call super dot deposit, see, it can call super dot deposit also, means it can access the inherit the behaviors of existing class also. You guys got it? You guys understood this statement?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So the main benefit of this one is inheritance provide code reusability. It allows you to create a new class based on existing class without having to rewrite its common features. See, for example, if you want to create another bank like HDFC Bank, see, you don't have to create another variable called account number. When you extend that RBI, it will always throw error to you that you have to override this value. This is how it enforces you for code reusability, and it avoids you to rewrite the extra code. So you don't have to create another account number for HDFC Bank. You can simply use this account number variable for HDFC Bank also. So this is the inheritance. As we discussed, see benefits of inheritance, code reusability. If you want anything, if you want to call deposit function, and if it is already implemented in the parent class, you don't have to write the deposit function here again in HDFC Bank. You can directly use that function. That is the concept of code reusability. And the second thing is modularity. See, here each bank has its own deposit implementation, and it can also access the parent deposit function method also. So this is what we call modularity. Every code is separate. So Axis Bank related code doesn't involve with HDFC Bank code, and it doesn't happen. So this is called what we call modularity. Okay, everything is moduled. And the third thing is polymorphism. Polymorphism means using one class we can create different type of objects. For example, if I declare another string for HDFC Bank, it has IFSC code, means I can create HDFC Bank with see, instead of here this one, I can create another another instance with both account number, this is relevant to the parent class, and IFSC code, which is only relevant to the HDFC class. Now if you want to create an object for Axis Bank, you can create Axis Bank instance without IFSC code. And if you want to create an HDFC Bank, you can create HDFC Bank with IFSC code. It doesn't enforce you to have IFSC code here in Axis Bank or RBI Bank. If you declare the same thing here, the story is different. See, now it will ask, this is the required parameter. Means IFSC code variable is assigned to RBI, but it never used here. So if we put required this dot ifsc code. Now it forces all the children to have a value for that variable. See, this is how you can maintain the code structure tightly coupled. You can maintain everything within your scope. See, now if any new developer comes in, if anyone makes a change in this parent class, it will immediately reflect in the child class. See, this is how a well-written code should be. This is the main use of inheritance and abstract. Got it? You guys got it? What is the use of polymorphism? Where objects of different derived classes can be treated as objects of same base class. This allows for dynamic method invocation and improved flexibility in code design. What here saying is, here if the HDFC bank has its own variable, but it is always treated as children for parent class also. Means it can have its own variables and it can use the parent variables also. This is what they are saying as polymorphism, where objects of different derived classes can be treated as objects of the same base class. See, what they are referring is, for RBI, see, for the same RBI class, I can assign different type of objects. This is possible because these two children are extending the same parent class. This is what they mention here, where objects of different derived classes can be treated as objects of the same base class. These are the objects of different derived classes, but treated as a same object for one base class. You guys got it? You guys understood the inheritance?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now we'll go for abstraction. Abstraction is a topic that is from inheritance. What we do here is, it it is the process of simplifying complex reality by modeling classes based on their essential characteristics and ignoring irrelevant details. It may sound little bit tough for you, but I can explain to you. What here saying is, the process of simplifying complex reality by modeling classes based on their essential characteristics and ignoring the irrelevant details. See, here, uh, what are the essential characteristics a child should follow from the parent? What are the things it should follow from the parent? Can anyone guess?
Account number, IFSC code.
Yeah, account number, IFSC code, and deposit and withdrawal. Since we don't have abstraction here, see, it doesn't enforce you to use this deposit and withdrawal. If we make this class as abstract, Now what happens is, it if any one of these method is not implemented, see what happens. It is throwing error in Axis Bank and HDFC Bank. What it is saying? Missing concrete implementation of RBI withdrawal. Same in HDFC class also. Missing concrete implementation of RBI withdrawal. What it shows is, whatever the characteristics that are given inside the abstract class, it should be implemented inside the base class. I mean, parent child class. If it doesn't happens, this abstraction enforces it to happen. This is what happening until you put withdrawal. This error won't go. This is what they are saying. For example, if this Axis Bank has its own function, it doesn't care. This abstraction is doesn't violate because this is the own function, Axis Bank related function. It has nothing to do with abstraction. That is what they mentioned here. This is the process of simplifying complex reality by modeling classes based on their essential characteristics. The essential characteristics of here is these things. These are the essential characteristics. For example, we have some implementation for deposit here. In future, if anyone make this as a definition instead of implementation, it always enforces the child to have a implementation for child objects. See here, until I implement the deposit and withdrawal, this value doesn't, this error doesn't go. Here, in case of my own function in Axis Bank, it doesn't happen because it is relevant to only Axis Bank. It has nothing to do with RBI and HDFC Bank. That's why if you wrote any number of n functions in anything, in any child, it doesn't matter. This is what they are mentioning here. The simplifying complex reality by modeling classes based on the essential characteristics and ignoring irrelevant details. The irrelevant details are here, this thing. Anything that is particular to the child's in its own class, it's a irrelevant function. Anything which you here in abstract class, it is essential characteristic for all the children that extends this place, this parent class. Uh, mm, see, no, it will throw error. Missing concrete implementation of RBA method. RBA method. Since we have two objects, it is throwing error in two classes. If we do the same, if I create another class with without anything, see, this is what happens. For example, see if the code is only Axis Bank, HDFC Bank, and if someone wrote the ICICI Bank class in future, if we don't have abstraction, it may give, it won't throw error. But because of this abstraction, what happens is, if you declare a new class in future, it will always forces you to have value for for these variables and for these functions. You got it, guys? Any doubt?
No, sir.
You got it? What are the essential characteristics here? What are the irrelevant details here? anything related to parent, if it is not implemented in child, it became an essential characteristic for all the child. If anything related to the particular child, it is irrelevant to the entire structure for entire parent class. Okay. Another thing is, here the benefits of this in OOP, abstraction is achieved by defining abstract classes. Abstract classes cannot be instantiated and are meant to be subclassed. Yesterday I told you that we cannot create objects for abstract classes, because in abstract classes we have two type of scenarios. It may contain implementation, it may contain only definition. So it is not possible if we don't have implementation. If we don't, it is not possible to create objects if we don't have implementation. Okay. So that's why it doesn't allow to create objects for you. Anyone having doubt in this one? Why we don't have objects for abstract classes? Guys, this is a main question. In interviews also, they will ask why it is not possible to create classes for abstract classes. I mean, object for abstract classes. You guys got it? Because abstract class contains functions which have both definition and implementation. So if it is possible to have a class only with definition, it is not possible to create class objects for that class. That is why we don't have abstract classes. Okay. If I remove this abstract and if I have implementation for this one, I can create RBI. It is possible to create RBI object. See, but if I put RBI as abstract, we will see what happened. See, abstract classes can't be instantiated. Try creating an instance for concrete subtypes. Okay, this is what happens when we declare class and abstract. Even though you have all the implementation, it won't allow you to create objects for abstract. So the benefits of abstraction is hiding complexity. What here they're referring is, if here we have a deposit and withdrawal for abstraction. For example, if I want to print account number and IFSC code, if I want to print the account number from child class, I run deposit. Now tell me what output it will print. Can anyone, can I have any volunteer here?
All child class deposits, sir.
Okay, you can see the code, right? See, now Axis Bank dot deposit, what it will print. If I call Axis Bank dot deposit, what it will print?
Account number and IFSC codes.
See the code properly and tell me what it will print. If I call Axis Bank sort dot deposit,
1 2 3 4 5 6 7 and 1 2 3 4.
can we run it once?
Yes, sir.
See, it print nothing. Can we go to the Axis Bank class and check what happened? See,
Yes,
this
sir.
is the class of Axis Bank. What I called Axis Bank dot deposit. Now what happened here? It will go to this deposit. Since we don't have it implementation here, it doesn't print. Okay,
Yes, sir.
you got it?
Yes, sir.
So if you want to print account number and IFSC, what I have to do here?
You have to mention their account number and IFSC code.
So you are saying I have to do this one. This one, right? See, it print 1 2 3 4 5 6 1 2 3 4. But one thing happened here. Do you guess what happened?
No, sir.
I already wrote print statement, account number and IFSC code. Now I am writing the same thing here again. We don't have to do that one. Since it is a parent, it is Axis Bank is a child of RBI, you simply call super dot deposit. See, it will call. If this is the only thing you needed, you don't have implementation of deposit also here. If you remove the deposit, if you run it again, still it will print. Why? Because Axis Bank dot deposit will go to Axis Bank here. Here we don't have deposit, but it is a child of our base, so it will go to parent class and check there is a deposit function or not, and it will print the account number and IFSC 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 and 1 2 3 4. This is the beauty of abstraction or inheritance. We don't have to write the code again. If whatever the output we wanted and whatever the logic we needed, if it is already there in the parent, we don't have to write write it again in child classes. Okay, you got it? If you want any implementation that need to be common for all the children, if you write that code in parent, then you don't have to write it again in children. See, if I want to call HDFC dot deposit, see, see what happened? IFSC code, it is already there. You don't have to create it again. Don't have to pass it again. See, if I print, it will print one for Axis Bank, one for HDFC Bank. No need to write the deposit logic again in children classes. Okay, and not visible for these classes. You can, if abstract class is code to these classes also, you can only utilize the output here. So that is what they are saying, hiding complexity. Abstraction allows developer to hide complex implementation details and expose only relevant functionalities to the outside world. It means whatever the logic you write inside the parent, you don't need to be exposed to children. It can simply call deposit. The role is it can call deposit function if they want to print the output. This implementation need not to be exposed to all these classes. Okay, no need to be write it again in the children classes. This is what they are saying, hiding complexity. Next thing is high level design. Abstract classes provide a blueprint for designing classes, ensuring that all derived classes adhere to a common structure and a set of methods. What it is showing is, see, you are working in an organization and it is already having a lot of code. If new person comes into the organization, and if he writes the code whatever he wants, there will be no alignment. Okay, the code structure may destroy. Now what happens is, in future, as I said, if we create in another instance for ICICI Bank, instance RBI, see, it will throw error that it should have a non-zero constructor. Means it should definitely pass a value to account number and IFSC code. Okay, if I pass account number and IFSC code, see, now it can reuse that deposit and withdrawal also. For example, if I change anything in the parent, the children which are not having the implementation will be forced to have an implementation. You got it? See, if the new developer forget to write the code for withdrawal, if we don't follow the abstraction or inheritance, this error won't come. Okay? Because of this abstraction and inheritance, we have a set of rules, and this set of rules is saving the code so that the new developer will understand, okay, I have to write a function for withdrawal. So he will read the code and he will write the function for withdrawal. Likewise, the code standard will be maintained. Okay, got it? This is a high level design. Flexibility. This means abstraction promotes loose coupling between classes. This means that changes made to an abstract class won't affect the implementation details of derived classes, enhancing flexibility and reducing the impact of changes. What this means is, in future, for example, if I want to print an output like this, if I want to change the output like this, see what happens, the entire output will change. So see, we have created objects for Axis Bank and HDFC Bank. We haven't made any change to this thing, and we just wanted to change this implementation. So you have to remember that whatever changes here I made, it will reflect to the Axis Bank. So if I make the changes here, then it will always reflect to these things. We don't have to write any other thing inside the objects. This is what they are saying. This means that changes that made to an abstract class won't affect the implementation details. So whatever thing you have written for deposit, here whatever logic you wrote, this one doesn't impact the changes here, right? Even though it is the same function in the parent, until you use the super dot deposit, these changes won't affect your implementation in the derived class. This is what they said. The changes made to an abstract class won't affect the implementation details of derived classes. Got it? You guys got it?
Yes, sir.
Well, this is the last class for inherit and abstract. So that's why I took 2 classes to explain in detail. Okay. Today I will be giving an assignment. I want everyone to means to implement that assignment in your code editor. I want everyone. Okay. I want everyone to complete that assignment. If you don't complete that assignment, you won't understand the code editor changes. Okay. The code which we write in code editor. Okay. Got it? Now, we can move to the code editor. See, are you guys able to run the code? I mean, run it in the emulator. Guys, anyone able to run the code in the emulator and see the output? Yes. Okay. Are you guys comfortable to share your screen? Just I want one person to share your screen and show are you that you are able to run the code editor. One person. Anyone? No. Okay. Okay, guys. We can start with the new project. See, in Flutter, you can write code for Android, iOS, Linux, Mac OS, websites, Windows. See, this is the beauty of Flutter. In in App Store and Play Store, you see a lot of Flutter projects. In future, you can see web development, local Linux development, Mac OS development, Windows development will also be possible for Flutter. So in future, if you learn one Flutter, you can develop mobile apps, web apps, laptop related apps, desktop apps. Okay. So try to learn Flutter as early as possible. It can become a great addition for your future. Okay, guys, this is how the project will be in your desktop if it is your first project in Flutter. See, this is how it looks like, right? In your project also. Guys, tell me, is it looking same for you or it is different? This is the app you are running, right? When you run it in the emulator, this app you should run. This is the base project which is there for every first Flutter project you create. Okay. Guys, at least you can raise your hand whether this is the first project you are running in your Flutter project. From here, we are making changes and we are implementing the things which we have learned in previous classes. Okay. Okay, guys. If that is the project you are running now, raise your hand. Or is it different for you guys? Guys, I need interaction. Please interact. Okay. See, the topics which we have learned here, like class, object, inheritance. If you see, we are extending some widgets to write our own widget. That's why I explained you the inheritance and abstraction. If you see here, if you go inside the stateless widget, see this one is declared as abstract class. That's why we are implementing this build method here. See, if I comment this build method, see what happens. Missing concrete implementation of build stateless widget dot build. Got it? That's why I told you inheritance and abstract is very important for learning Flutter. Okay. Okay, guys. Can we have a little bit of uh, quick project here, like a quick understanding about inheritance? I have a question here. Create RPA class with following attributes. One, first one, int integer interest rate. Second one, create 5 child classes for RBI with their own interest rates. Print all 5 children interest rates in S or guys, can anyone unmute your mic and code along with me for this one? Those who think you understood the inheritance and abstract, can you code along with me? Any one volunteer? See, what I needed is RPay class with integer interest rate. and 5 child classes, which should have its own interest rate.
Sir, can we use wide interest rate, sir?
No, interest rate should be some integer variable, right? You have to give it, right?
Okay, sir.
Hmm. And we want to print all the children interest rates. Now tell me, where should write all that print statement?
Super class.
We have to print.
RBA class.
Yeah, we have to print interest rate. See, bank one dot print interest rate. Okay. If I print this one, it can print interest rate 10 and 12. So now if I want to print bank name also along with interest rate, what will you do? Now I printed the interest rate. I want to print all the bank names also along with interest rate. What can I do? Anyone?
వాయిడ్ ప్రింట్ ఇంట్రెస్ట్ రేట్లో అక్కడ ప్రింట్ ఇచ్చాను సార్, అక్కడ కామా బ్యాంక్ నేమ్.
సో మనకి ఇక్కడ బ్యాంక్ నేమ్ లేదు కదా, ఏం చేయాలి? See, I want to print bank name along with interest rate. What should I do here? Guess. Apply the inheritance logic. Anyone know what I have to do here? I want to print bank name for all the childrens. For all the childrens, not only one children, for all the children. What change should I make? Should I have to do? Any guess?
changes in parent class.
In parent class, what we have to do?
Print
dollar symbol, bank name.
We have to add a new variable bank name so that this dot bank name. Now it forces all the banks to have a bank name for it objects. Okay. Okay. Got it? This is the beauty of inheritance. If there is no inheritance, if you want to print the bank name, you have to create bank name variable in all the object classes. Since you have made in one parent class, it all reflected to the child class. This is why we use inheritance a lot in the application. Got it? You got the real benefit of inheritance, right? You understood the real benefit of inheritance, right?
yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay, guys. This is all for today. I will send you the notes and assignment for inheritance and abstraction today. Please complete that assignment. From tomorrow onwards, there won't be any theoretical class. We'll be directly starting from code editor. Okay? Okay, guys. If you have any
Okay,
doubts,
sir.
you can ask me. Otherwise, you can leave the session.
Sir, is this which language is this, sir, for Flutter?
What? What, Narasimha?
Which language we are using in Flutter, sir?
Dart. D-A-R-T. Dart. This one.
Okay, sir.
This is similar to Java, but little bit syntax will change. But all the logic, that concepts, everything is same oops concept.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. Okay, guys, have any doubts?
సార్
Yeah, Jahnavi.
ఆండ్రాయిడ్ స్టూడియోలో ఇక్కడ
Hmm.
నో డివైస్ సెలెక్టెడ్ అని వచ్చింది సార్. అక్కడ ఏం చేయాలి సార్?
నో డివైస్ సెలెక్టెడా? మీకు ఇక్కడ ఇలాగా ఉంటుంది ఒక సింబల్, డివైస్ మేనేజర్ అని.
ఎక్కడ సార్?
స్క్రీన్ షేర్ అవుతుందా మీకు?
నేను మొబైల్లో చేస్తున్నా సార్, చూస్తున్నాను. ల్యాప్టాప్లో ఆపరేట్ చేస్తున్నా.
ఓకే, మీకు ఆ వీడియో పంపించాను కదా, ఇన్స్టాలేషన్ వీడియో. దాంట్లో లాస్ట్లో డివైస్ సెటప్ అని ఉంటుంది. మీరు లాస్ట్కి వెళ్ళారంటే ఇక్కడ మీరు నా స్క్రీన్ చూసారంటే ఇక్కడ ఈ ఐకాన్ ఉంటుంది. మొబైల్ పైన ఆండ్రాయిడ్ లోగో ఉన్న ఐకాన్ ఉంటుంది. మీకు ఆ సెటప్ కూడా అందులో ఉంటుంది, ఆ వీడియోలో ఉంటుంది. మీకు మీరు దాన్ని ఫాలో అయ్యారంటే లాస్ట్లో.
ఓకే సార్. ఓకే సార్, థ్యాంక్ యూ సార్.
ఓకే.
హలో సార్,
యా, హలో.
అది డివైస్ ఏదైనా పెట్టుకోవచ్చు కదా మనము?
ఏదైనా పెట్టుకోవచ్చు. మొబైల్తో కూడా మనము
అది యూఎస్బి కేబుల్ ల్యాప్టాప్ నుంచి మొబైల్కి పెట్టుకుంటే వస్తుందా సార్?
వస్తుంది.
థ్యాంక్ యూ సార్.
ఓకే.